Hello, everyone. Welcome to nationsindexes.com. We're the world's leading independent provider of volatility and option cost indexes. We created our suite of indexes to make you a better trader by allowing you to quantify what has been subjective so you can trade with knowledge and insight, not just opinion. Just one of the unique insights our data can provide is the market's sentiment regarding a steep drop in equity prices. TailDex is the index that does this, and it's critical for investors because we know tail events are more common than expected, and they can do tremendous damage to your trading results or investment portfolio. TailDex measures the market's expectations for such an extreme drop in equity prices. That means you'll better understand market sentiment. TailDex calculates and normalizes the cost of options that hedge against a 3 standard deviation decline in equity prices. That 3 standard deviation threshold is the generally agreed upon definition of a tail event, and by isolating those options, you'll have a deeper understanding of the degree of future volatility the market expects from equity prices. But importantly, and this is what makes TailDex unique, you'll be able to quantify that change in sentiment, and you can use that knowledge to craft superior trade structures. And since TailDex calculates the tail threshold using up to the second option prices rather than stale historical index levels that are probably no longer relevant, you can be certain TailDex is quantifying current market sentiment about the likelihood for an extreme drop in equity prices. You're probably asking how TailDex is calculated. So let's dig in and learn more about this unique window into market sentiment and investor fear. As you can see, we begin the calculation of TailDex by using bid and ask prices in at-the-money options to calculate the TailDex threshold. The tail threshold calculated using these options is the asset price that is exactly 3 standard deviations below the current at-the-money price. This means TailDex is always relevant since it uses up to the second option prices and never uses stale historical index levels to calculate the tail threshold. See, you can already trust TailDex to provide unique insight. Then TailDex uses the put options just above and just below this tail threshold, these options here, to calculate a normalized 30-day option price. Now, you can quantify the market sentiment regarding the likelihood of a steep drop in prices, an event often called a tail event. At Nations Indexes, we're proud that we can help to make you a better trader by quantifying what has been subjective. Right now, you may be thinking, why can't I just use VolDex or VIX to get this insight? How does TailDex add to my understanding of the option market I'm looking at? Let's learn more. At Nations Indexes, we deconstruct skew so you can really understand what an option market is telling you. For example, these might be all the options included in the VIX calculation. However, if VIX is lower, it's impossible to know what portion of the option skew is driving that decline. And having that insight can make all the difference when it comes to constructing and executing a profitable option trade. Here you can see deep out-of-the-money call options, but those aren't useful when hedging against a steep drop in price, so they tell you nothing about buying or selling interest in deep out-of-the-money puts. This makes VIX less useful when you're analyzing the likelihood of such a decline. Similarly, at-the-money options like the ones we use in VolDex participate immediately in price changes. That makes them useful for many situations, but they don't speak specifically to the market's perceptions of the likelihood of a tail event. These deep out-of-the-money put options, on the other hand, provide targeted protection against just this sort of tail event, so knowing what they're doing and how TailDex is moving provides the sort of unique insight we're proud to offer. While all our indexes are available by subscription at nationsindexes.com, Large Cap TailDex is available in real time from most financial data providers. The ticker symbol is TDEX. TailDex has been providing real-time insight since 2014, and its history goes back to 2005, meaning it covers several tail events, including the Great Financial Crisis in 2008 and the COVID sell-off in 2020. This means it provides context across a number of market regimes, including just the sort of tail events investors fear. TailDex can help you take advantage of our unique insight. Here you can see important historical statistics for TailDex. This will provide context and help you trade with data, not intuition or hunches. No more saying to yourself, "That seems high" or "That seems low." Now you'll know, and you'll be able to use that information to create superior trade structures. At Nations Indexes, we make it a point to calculate TailDex on a wide array of underlyings and make them available to you so you gain insight into equity indexes, treasury bonds, Bitcoin, precious metals, and the most dynamic stocks in the American stock market. Many traders like to use TailDex to create relative value trades, either between indexes, since TailDex on the S&P 500 tends to be higher than it is on other equity indexes, or among the equity names we cover. This is possible because we quantify what used to be hidden from you. Nations Indexes. Better ideas, better indexes.